Hey guys, AsePlayer here, and welcome back to another Stick War 3 video. We're doing COD in 4K, we got Mystic, and we got... that. And, they're about to play a video game, and we got our boy on the right here. I don't even know what to call this man. I'm going to call him Minor Pimp for the rest of this game. He's going for a classic Archidon start with the bolts of the freezing. And Mystic's going more of a different route. He's going for Spiriton start, followed by triple mana crystal. And, you know, I see this heavy wisp of healing. You see this heavy wisp of healing. You see this heavy unit coming out. And it looks like he's just going to be going for like full Spiriton build with a actual Spiriton spawn start. So even though it has been nerfed pretty substantially, Mystic is still going to be going for it. He's going to be poking this poor user-controlled Archidon who doesn't really know how to play the game, or he would have shot Mystic about 30 times in the mouth, and now he may very well just die to the Voltic armor or whatever. So rip the homie, and now Mystic takes the tower and spawns a Ghost Spiriton. He unfortunately does not rock the same skin as you, but that's okay. I gotta say, by the way, that's a very nice Ice Spiriton skin you got there. I don't have one, because they cost like 1,000,000 gems, and I don't really play this game religiously right now. But I'm sure I will eventually. Anyway, this guy's just getting absolutely demolished. He has decided to make another miner, because he has no fear. And this smug emoji from the left, and oh no! He's already dead. Omayo Shinderu. Let's see if we can find another. Alright, so what looks like a good game here, guys? We got any high rating, high octane games? This 1645 rating game on the bottom right looks kind of cool. Omar versus Block. We got the Vamp, we got the Blazing. Ooh, we got a really nice cat statue over there. I'm loving the black with all the yellow and red trims going on. And we also got the Ice Archidon with the blue and the yellow over here. These two are very pimped out individuals. And they are currently making nothing. So, not quite sure what they're saving all their gold for. Oh. It is very hard to record Stick War 3. Someone needs to play the game if they're not gonna queue. Like, third time's the charm. Here's Valkoth versus Christopher Sun. Another Vamp versus Blazing battle. And we got the one guy with the singular Wingadon as his entire army, with the Blazing Bolts, of course, and the Poison. And we got an actual build over here, rocking more of a dead-themed build, and it's going to be very cool. But for now, Valkoth, it looks like he's going for a dead start, which is kind of cool. May unironically do decently against Christopher Sun's starting Eclipser, but to be honest, the Eclipsers are pretty good against the Deads. They got the speed, they may even have the range, and they definitely have the projectile distance, but they have been nerfed recently, so I don't know how this is going to go, actually. It's going to be a very intense battle as one walks very slowly to the center while the other flies. And that's going to be the tower for Christopher Sun, and then here comes the battle of the decade. The wing who can infinitely kite the Toxic Dead. Well, the Toxic Dead just kind of has to deal with it. This is the very unfortunate reality of the situation. Valkoth did get the tower spawn, though, which is pretty hilarious, because now he can kind of use those deads as like a little bit of a meat shield, perhaps. And he's just going to need to do his best to not lose that Toxic Dead. Christopher Sun kind of struggling to understand what the Z-axis is a little bit. He's just kind of going all the way to the bottom of the screen. It doesn't really matter, because it seems these shots are going to be hitting anyway. Valkoth's just taking way too long to fire these shots, because Christopher Sun's just kind of let himself take a whole bunch of damage. Like, he could have been doing that range thing that he's been doing the whole time. But here he is. He was actually so focused on the user-controlled battle, he needs to garrison his miners. Which, that's actually great news for Valkoth. He's just holding onto the tower with the sheer amount of deads that he has. And then, like, this Eclipser, surely, like, you know, you are killing these deads, but they are just coming back. Not a whole lot's being done. He actually cast Projectile Barrier Probably intending for it to apply to the middle, but there were dead still alive, frontmost units right here, so cast the projectile barrier here. Not quite what he wants, but oh well. Christopher Sun is predicting a victory, though. He's already going for tower spawn. He thinks he'll be able to take this back right away. Meanwhile, Valkov, he got the tier 2, spawning a whole bunch of deads all the time. And he honestly needs to just abandon user controlling this toxic dead and just kind of let it happen. I think that's probably the best thing you could do at this point, because if you're just going to keep missing shots like this, then maybe don't. But he does have that projectile barrier up his sleeve if he can just get enough toxic deads rolling out. Luckily, deads and toxic deads can be trained at the same time, because it's a light and a heavy unit. And then Christopher Sun's just kind of stacking up the Eclipsers. He kind of has a game plan here. Valkov, I don't think he quite knows what he's up to. He is just kind of spamming deads and stacking them up in the middle. I guess the more the merrier. It'll be harder to take the tower away, ever. So Christopher Sun's hopes of achieving tower spawn for the Spiriton may not be coming true anytime soon. But I mean, that is a lot of flying Eclipsers, man. They're just stacking up and causing havoc. I mean, I think they even do bonus light damage. No, they don't. Never mind. That's in the next update. So, Christopher Sun, unironically, he doesn't have to do too much, because Chaos will passively heal eventually. This is the same Eclipser from, like, forever ago. But Valkov's like, alright, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this, rather. You cannot keep being a little shenanigan boy. And then that's where Christopher Sun goes, watch me press the button. And then Valkov's like, oh yeah, watch me press the button. And then nothing really happens. And if that isn't just a beautiful, poetic way to demonstrate the status Decor 3, I don't know what else will. But Christopher Sun spamming an absolute ton of Eclipsers, while Valkov is unironically trying to do like a cool dead strategy. It's just simply not working. I also don't really know if I agree with the spawn a dead at your army's front for every spell you cast when you only have one spell. Not a very great way to take care of that type of thing. And yeah, Valkov's just kind of dealing with this very unfortunate situation, which is these group of Eclipsers are easier to control than like these random deads. And I assume this is him controlling. It says he's controlling this one, but I don't know if I buy that. But yeah, this is a very tough situation for the deads. Always. It's very tough when you're being outranged and like out DPS. Plus this guy has got blazing bolts. Like that's nothing to sneeze at. And he's just gonna run for it. Meanwhile, Valkov, he's just literally keeping both the Qs active. So can't really hate on him too much. He's doing everything he can. And here comes Christopher Sun with his freshly healed Eclipsers. Perhaps he will actually push this time and overcommit or something. I don't know. But here comes Valkov and Christopher Sun casting the projectile barriers of the sentries. This is... I don't even know what's going on here. That's a RIP to a whole bunch of cheap deads. And Valkov getting absolutely no victory out of that. Christopher Sun sent his miners for a bit, but he immediately regressed that decision. And yeah, it's just all these deads are dying. I don't know why he's letting them walk in front of the toxic deads like that, but that's just how you lose everything. That's the first Eclipser lost of the game, and I think Valkov has lost like a million things or so by now. But hey, projectile barrier is down for a little bit. There's going to be some damage exchange. Nice projectile barrier. Expecting the counter projectile barrier any day now. But until that day, Valkov is just going to continue to occasionally damage Eclipsers, sort of. But like that is so many Eclipsers, man. Like that is an unholy amount of Eclipsers. And you really got to get them to like stop targeting the only like unit that can hit them right now. You got a whole bunch of melee deads and just not a whole lot of things to deal with flying. Perhaps this would have been a different game if Christopher Sun brought like ground units, but unfortunately those normal deads aren't really going to do a whole lot of anything. And yet here they are taking up all of Christopher's time. This is the third version of the toxic or the dead tower spawn. It's kind of cool. It didn't used to be this way, I think. But yeah, he's just kind of being permanently stun locked. Maybe he should attack. Oh my god, he's got like a million more deads again. And here comes the double projectile barrier again, a classic. A tried and true. But yeah, I don't know how this happened, but things are actually not looking that great for Christopher Sun anymore. How do you eclipse your mass and lose? Or at least, like, appear to be losing. Not quite sure how that is done. But here comes Valkoth with, like, 3 toxic deads. That's unironically kind of a problem. Like, Christopher Sun needs to realize that his statue will die. It just needs to be taken to 0 HP. Doesn't matter how many Eclipsers you keep alive behind it. But you definitely also need to keep your toxic deads alive. And he will be able to maybe escape, even though he is so slow, because of the sheer amount of backup deads that are spawning. That is an unholy amount of deads. Like, that is actually just unholy. And it looks like Christopher Sun's actually going to be kind of okay, which is crazy. You should be attacking now, though. With this one Christopher Sun boy being aggressive, you know, absolutely no reason to not be sending your ranged units in with your meat shields. But that's okay. He absolutely whiffed the projectile barrier. So if Christopher Sun can just get back and not do the exact same thing, then he'll be able to use that projectile barrier very well. It will be basically a hard counter. There's the projectile barrier of dreams and Valkoth's nightmares. He's got to run. But he doesn't want to relinquish the tower control. Here comes some more tower spawns. Nice, nice. And he's going to attack back. And now Christopher Sun kind of whiffed. That's a lot of dead bodies, but they're all just freshly spawned deads. So it's not like Valkoth lost anything in the exchange. And his population's pretty close, despite how imbalanced the situation appears to be. But that Vamp is kind of doing work for Valkoth. Those toxic deads are staying alive by hitting their mark. And it looks like he's going to need to run for it again, rally back at the statue once more. And Christopher Sun's definitely shaking in his boots right now. Pissing his pants, whatever you want to say. He is just in a very delicate situation. One misplay from either of these guys will dictate everything. But at the same time, this is getting kind of ridiculous. Yeah, but I don't know, man. Eclipser spam with projectile barrier. What are you really supposed to do? They try to take the tower away, but Volkoth will take that back and get the dead army spawning once more. There they are. Christopher Sun's a little late. But Valkoth is still going to relinquish control. And Christopher Sun finally having access to the tower for the first time goes for the level 2 tower spawn. Unfortunately, it looks like Valkoth will not be coming back from this one unless Christopher Sun does some absolutely silly shenanigans. But yeah, I don't think there's really much to be said. It's a massive Eclipsers. Well, and a projectile barrier shitstorm. But besides that, it's pretty great. Yeah, that was not gonna happen. And that's the game. I didn't even notice your Marokai statue, man. RIP. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.